Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hey, it's Mike. Today's show is brought to you by Oncor Insurance Services, LLC. For a free life insurance quote, just visit smartterm.com or call 866-347-5748 and find out how much you could be saving on life insurance. Again, that's 866-347-5748 or smartterm.com.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Howdy, Oscar.
Hey now.
Did you do CrossFit this morning?
No, I actually went to spin class.
Spin class. So you probably didn't catch the morning news shows.
No.
One of the things they were talking about is actually manufacturing diamonds in a laboratory.
Oh, QZs.
No, this is real diamonds.
Oh, real diamonds.
But they're making it in a lab. Now, I don't understand it, and I don't know that we've had the pleasure of having her on since we've done the podcast. We actually have a resident diamond expert.
Oh, really?
On the Mike O'Mara Show. This dates back to our days in terrestrial radio. And we have a live link with her. She's in the Diamond District, I think in one of her warehouses in New York City. Please say hello to diamond expert Dolly Shinin.
Hello.
Hi,
Good
Dolly.
morning.
Or shall
Hi,
I say,
how are you, darling?
hello, Dolly.
Oh, you always make that joke with me. You always make that joke
Wow.
with me, Rob. How are you,
You
darling?
are a vision, darling.
Oh, it's so nice to be with you. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there in person, but I'm here in one of my large warehouses.
Is it full of diamonds?
Well, no, not exactly. We don't want to tip our hand, do we? It's great to have you, calling me. I don't get a chance to chat with you. Normally it's Valentine's Day, and when we have some sort of wedding story about
Yes, of course.
where you want to ask about cut, clarity, and color. It's rare that you actually call me at this time of year.
I remember, it's funny, we used to do that regular bit where you would talk about the 3 C's.
The 3 C's,
And we would call you the 4th C.
You were such a bad boy. You're such an awful person, but
No.
you're amusing. You're amusing. You've got a tremendous sense of humor.
Have you met Oscar?
No, I haven't had the pleasure.
Hi, Dolly.
Hello,
How are
I
you?
wish I could see you, but of course this is not possible. But how are you? Nice to meet you.
It's okay. I'm
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
It's great to
okay,
talk to
yeah,
you.
right. Yeah.
This story that broke this morning, how is it going to affect your business?
Yeah, these made in the laboratory diamonds.
I think I don't think you can do anything but help. We're already ahead of it. We're actually
How do you stay ahead of it?
well, we're cutting edge. We're in touch with some of the finer laboratory manufacturers of diamonds. Excuse me, I broke wind.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. That's what that was, Pony Boy. And how are you, Pony Boy?
Good morning. How'd you know my name?
How's your mother, Glenda?
Oh, she's great.
That's good. Well, you introduced me to him last time.
I
The other
remember.
boy wasn't here, though.
No,
that
that's
fellow.
Rob Ford.
Oscar, he wasn't there.
Right.
Yes, so we're ahead of it. And, the manufactured diamonds, this is not, I want to point out, this is not zirconia.
No,
Okay?
no, far from it. I know you hate that
No.
word.
This is not, no, I hate that word. Jesus, it's the worst crap you could ever put on your finger.
Would you ever wear it?
Oh my God, no.
No?
No, it's ridiculous. It's a crime.
Do you
It's a
ever wear
crime. If you want to put
costume
plastic,
jewelry?
if you want to put zirconia on your finger, I suggest you go to the local dime store and buy some Cracker Jacks, and then get the prize that's inside. That's as much value as you will get out of that garbage. Now this is a different animal, and I have to point this out. This
Yes.
is a much different animal. This laboratory manufactured.
And you're staying
diamonds.
ahead of it.
Well, we're staying way ahead of it. We've got several manufacturers that we will be working with at Shinin and Shinin, and we're really going to produce a good product. And the only thing I can tell consumers is that the price of these stones will be 40 to 50% below retail, and it's not a diamond. Let me make sure of that it is a laboratory manufactured stone, but. It is as the quality, unless you have sophisticated equipment like I possess in my various stores and showrooms and shops. I can tell you that this particular product will be almost real, but not 100%. You'll know that if you were to scrutinize it,
If you were to use
with your certificates,
a jeweler's loop, perhaps.
A jeweler's loop. Oh, that's a tough question. You know,
Yes.
an experienced analyst can probably see what's happening with the stone, but I don't really believe that you can really tell unless you've got sophisticated laboratory equipment.
And you have this equipment. Now, would an expert...
Oh yes, we do.
Now, an expert, you
Oh,
say, would be
definitely.
able to spot it. Like, now, are you still dating Ronnie Mervis?
That was years ago. Oh, that was Italians. That was Italians.
Simply Italians?
No,
Yeah.
I'm unmarried.
Oh, you are married. You're playing the field.
No, two of my husbands passed away.
Oh no.
Now, let's see. I
They
thought
were
you were...
both in their 70s. They lived good lives.
I thought you were still with Murray.
Not with Murray.
No, he's gone.
Murray has gone.
I'm sorry to
He's
hear
left
that.
us,
Now,
yes.
one question I've always wondered, before we talk more diamonds,
Sure.
are you related to Judge Judith Sheindlin?
No, and I would really appreciate not being associated with her. I'm not a fan. I'm not
Really?
a fan.
TV
I don't.
judge.
She's a television judge,
Yes.
and that's not. That to me is a lower life form as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you know, you are known in the Diamond District as Lady Diamond.
Lady Diamond is my name. Lady Diamond's on my game, and that was the slogan that I used for years at Sheinlin and Sheinlin Jewelers in the on the Upper East Side.
You still
We're
have a
very,
showroom?
very Oh yes, I've
Yeah.
got several showrooms. I've got one on the Upper East Side, the Upper West Side, the Lower East Side, and the Lower West Side.
Is it a busy day at the warehouse today?
Oh God, Christmas time.
Now, do you know?
Goy.
Are you familiar with the
The
holiday?
goy. Oh my God, wall to wall goy.
They all want to buy diamonds.
Oh, it's holidays.
Sure.
Get you,
Do you-
get
do you-
your,
now
whatever
these-
that holiday is you celebrate.
Are you going to offer any Christmas specials? Any sales?
We will be having holiday specials.
Christmas
that run-
specials?
Holiday specials. We will have holiday specials. That's we always do. It's that time of year, and we offer very good, significant markdowns for select products.
Not all.
Not all.
How much?
Our finest merchandise is at full retail. Thank you.
I was curious. There's always
Because you're putting up mistletoe doesn't mean you're going to reach into my purse.
There's always
Oscar, call her Lady Diamond.
Oh, Lady Diamond.
Yes, Lady Diamond Sheinlin.
Apologize. There's always a room, a private room that I
Yes.
see people walking into. I've never been into it before. In many of this country's fine jewelry houses.
Yes. Well, I can tell you what that is. That is for the security of the products that we have, because of course they're extraordinarily valuable, and it's also for the young ladies who are going to get engaged to select the proper stone with the proper cut, clarity, and color that will fit in the right setting, and then we see if she wishes to have her diamond ring enhanced.
Enhanced. What do you mean enhanced?
Well, with the setting, you can enhance it with some smaller stones.
Oh,
which
you
I
upsell.
recommend.
You upsell.
I reckon. I don't consider that. I don't consider that upselling. That's a naughty. That's a filthy word.
Is it? It's
upsell?
bad. Which is
I'm not a
worse?
fan of upsell.
Which is worse, upsell or cubic zirconia?
Cubic zirconia. No, yes. Yeah, seriously. If you don't like if you want good cubic zirconia, you can go ass in your hat.
Oh, that's
As far as I'm
horrible.
concerned.
What a horrible
Yeah,
thing to
it's
say.
not good stuff. It's
Well, you
not
know,
really.
I haven't been to your
Hit
store.
it with a hammer. See what happens. That's what I want to tell
I
you.
haven't been to your store in years. I was wondering, are
Sure.
all of your products still priced consistent with quality?
They are all priced consistent with quality, and of course there are markdowns if we have a particular stone that does not move as fast as it should. We can offer some of our stones at a discount, but usually we are priced competitively and fairly.
Lady Diamond?
Yes, Lady Diamond Sheinlin.
And now that it is this most festive time of year, I was
Yes.
wondering, have you decorated any of your 5 showrooms for Christmas?
We have holiday decorations, yes, in all of our showrooms.
Like
yes.
a tree?
Oh God, no. No. We have, we have colors up there.
Like
we
what?
Have, we have decorative balls. Decorative blue and white balls.
Blue and white, maybe silver?
Yes.
You know, it'd be great. Why don't you decorate red and green?
Why don't you decorate red and green, okay, you boy? I know where you're going with this. All right?
relax.
All right. Now, don't be rude to me. You're going to go down that religious route that
hostile.
you like to go, and I'm not going to have any of it this time.
I understand.
I thought we were here to talk about laboratory manufactured diamonds.
We are, and I have this question for you about
Okay, that'll answer any question you have. I don't want to talk about Christmas anymore.
Okay, how about
Thank
Easter?
you.
Do you know Easter?
You know, you're an ass. You're a silly ass, is what you are.
Why the war against Christmas?
Now that's okay. I'm going to terminate this call right now if you keep this line of questioning going.
Would it be okay if you helped us leave?
Seriously, I'm here to talk about laboratory manufactured diamonds, and you're turning me into Benjamin Netanyahu.
Can't we put the Christ back in Christmas?
Okay, F you. All right, this conversation's terminated. Start your fat ass show, you prick.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Too much.
Well, 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 if it isn't Mrs. Claus. Where's your husband? Out doing another commercial for my brother?
Oh, come now. You know Santa isn't on your brother's payroll.
Well, then he's grossly unfair, that's what. Traipsing around in that stupid sleigh of his, stirring up cold winter breezes and causing everybody to think fondly of snowball fights and sleigh rides and ice hockey.
I assure you it's not intentional.
Well, why doesn't he wear a bathing suit and drive a sand buggy?
But we live at the North Pole.
And he could sing the praises of heat and rain.
I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, will you do us a favor?
I don't see why I should. Nobody ever does anything for me. But what is it?
Could you let it snow just for one day in the South?
What? Snow in the South?
Just for one day.
Never!
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cabby Viver Studios and heard worldwide. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are powered by Oncor Insurance Services with over 26 million downloads.
Yes.
Heard daily at MikeO'MaraShow.com and exclusively over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks!
Mike, he's a sophomore this year. He plays on the offensive line from Byron, Illinois. Number 77, Reed Sealby.
Reed, offense. I like that. He's always reading that ass. 'Cause he gets laid
Thank
all
you,
that
Oscar.
time.
Very good.
Allegedly.
The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily podcast and radio show with the greatest listeners on the planet. We mean that.
Yes.
Why?
Why is this?
Because they get it. Our show today is brought to you by FanDuel.com. Rofo, I haven't had you in studio for a while now to talk about our NFL season. It ain't over yet. And we got a few more chances here. Are you going to go big this weekend? Are you going to go
big?
Are you going to go big and really like put something on the line? Do I have any money in that account that you?
Well,
get
Mike,
to,
we
you
had
get
our
to?
best week last week. We won $30, which
We did.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Which for me and my chintzy bets is it's a great
Pretty good.
call. Yeah. So this
That's
week
awesome.
we're looking at Matt Ryan at quarterback and his receiver Julio Jones at wide receiver, looking like
it's
a good
Julio,
week.
Yeah,
not
it's
Julio.
Julio.
Isn't it Julio Jones,
Oh,
you
my
white man?
God.
Now, is Julio
Julio
your
Jones.
Rofo Mofo O of the week?
Yeah, Julio Jones, not Julio Jones. He's my Rofo Mofo of the week.
Yeah,
Very good. All right,
Julio.
the NFL season is over. We're talking about FanDuel.com. Get back in the action.
Plays for
And by
the
the way,
Jaguars.
you can win big money. Hey, I'll take my $30. Okay,
you
but
will.
it's not like John Stores in New Jersey who
No.
won $60,000 at
Yeah.
FanDuel.com.
Wow.
FanDuel is the leader in one-week fantasy football leagues. They'll pay out over $170 million this season. Now, Rofo, do you have access to? I put the money in there. Do you have access to that?
Oh yeah, we've been.
Well, go shoot the
homesteading.
moon this week. Go take a chunk of it. Put more in there.
You got it.
Put more.
Done.
Yeah. Put.
You
I
got
want you to go into the big leagues. I mean, wipe it out. I'll replenish it if we have to.
All
Go
right.
for it.
Yeah.
I'm
Sounds
the
good.
riverboat gambler. I want you to go for it. Okay.
And it's big
And
satin
damn
vest.
it, and to make sure you do it, give me an update after you do that. I want to know who's going to be playing, and I want to because this time we're putting it all on the line, baby. All right.
You
know
got it.
why? Because I read these commercials at FanDuel.com with $170 million, and I want to make sure that we get in that money.
Yeah, you want your
baby.
piece of the action, baby.
Yes, here's what I want you to do as a listener to this fine program. Go to FanDuel.com, click on the microphone, enter the promo code TMOS, and they will match your initial deposit up to $200. That's free cash money.
Cash.
Just remember to enter TMOS at FanDuel.com, where every week is a new season. That's FanDuel.com. This offer ends soon, so sign up today. And, Rob,
Yes.
I will need you to cue me on the breaks today because I am tardy. I have 8 minutes into the show, and I know we are a little
Oh,
longer
yeah, we
than
are
that.
14 minutes in, exactly.
Because
So
I screwed up, so I will be following your lead for commercial breaks with music today.
Mike,
okay?
take my hand, precious one. I will not let you down.
Yes, it's just blah, blah,
But still, but you got
yes,
your family
I feel
back.
like S on a shingle, and I'm tired of it.
I
know what I
remember-
got. I know what the worst
Okay.
case scenario is, and I know it's treatable, so there's nothing to worry about. But today,
You gotta ride it
it's
out,
a question of, well, no, it's just waiting for that fabulous office that I've been dealing with.
The
nurse will call you back. Thank you very much.
It's
So, no, I
you
know.
put yourself in such a bad situation, and there's really no avoiding it. Is the fact is that you got to ride the horse to the race, to the end of the race. You're already you're involved with this office. It would be so cool to just tell them to screw off and be done with it, but you can't now because you're involved.
That I happen to be dealing with. But
They
the good
keep
news
pulling
is,
me back in.
I have to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, mi familia is back, everybody. Yes, sirree. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that my family's back. They're all back into my bosom. It's such a nice thing. It's fantastic.
What time did they get in last night?
5 o'clock.
Exactly what she predicted.
She's an animal. She's
Wow.
an animal.
Wow.
On the highways, she is an absolutely... I mean, she's incredible. She does it, and she gets it done, and I'm really, really
Did she
happy.
split the
and,
driving with your son?
Yes, he did half the driving. Oh, and
You
that
take the
little
wheel,
guy.
Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that little guy, to have him back. I will tell you, I will do, if I can do justice with our little screenshot here.
Yeah.
She gets out of the car. I was just taking the dogs out to take them for a walk.
Yes.
She hops out of the car. He's in her arms, and this is the reaction I get. He looks at me.
Yeah.
1,000, 1,000, and then it's... the hands go out. The
that's
hands go out.
great.
Oh, my
He
God, everybody
remembered
should
you.
experience it. Oscar,
Yay.
you got to get one.
Oh.
You got to get one of your
I like
own. It's
living
so
through
much
you.
I had the same reaction last night. Julia came home, 1,000, 1,000, then her arms went out, and she said, "Can I have $20?"
Yeah, you gotta enjoy it while you can.
You
Yeah,
got
they
to.
came back. The long story is that she came back to be with me, and she came back because
End of days.
it's
That's really sad.
well, Beluga. What Carla said to me today is, Beluga's been licking you a lot lately, and I said, "What is that?" Said, "Well, he smells the death."
Oh.
I said, "That's wonderful. Thank you, honey."
That
I
happens
really
mostly
appreciate that.
in nursing homes, not so much in
Yes.
homes.
If you can't
Yeah.
laugh about it.
Yeah.
He's a service dog.
Yes.
That's what Beluga is now. I'm going to get him one of those little blankets that he wears over his fat ass. There's my service dog.
What did I tell you yesterday, Mike? Every day is a blessing.
Every day is a blessing. I am so very, very happy to be here.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier. I'm thrilled to death. But it's good to have the family back home and, stuff that I don't have to worry
Full
about
house.
that she takes
Yes.
care of. It's not yet. The full house comes in about a week or two. When
Well,
the
compared to what you had.
Oh, my God. It was,
Yes.
you get squirrely.
Party
you
of
get
one?
squirrely when you're down here.
Tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's like, well, how you doing, Mike? You having a good time? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great at my own house alone. It's great.
When you see Julio at the movie theater, you tell him your life story.
Is that, yeah. I don't have anyone at my house. I'm alone.
Yeah. So, what it is also, it's really good in case, that shower and, oh, my God, he's fallen.
Accidents
and he
happen.
can't get up. I wanted to take this moment because I got a message from Fred Pancreatitis, or whatever that guy's name is, on Facebook. Pancreas, I think.
No. That would be the diabetes guy.
Pancreatitis.
I think it's Pananoodle.
Mr. Flangen.
Panatone?
The first name is Fred, which
Right.
is short for Frederick, and the last name is
he's a nudge.
yes, and his last name I
because
think is
he writes negative stuff about it. But I-
Pinnelston
Yes.
is the name. Cranston.
But he was
Pinkerton.
right in
Pinkerton.
alerting me that we should put some thoughts out to our friends in the Pacific Northwest and our very passionate base of listeners in the Northern California area, because they are getting it. And
You on the ground
it is
and pound?
nasty. It is really, really nasty out there. So I want to send best wishes out to all those people.
Houses are dissolving and cars are being taken away. It's
man.
horrifying. It's really bad. My
Are
father.
you aware of this, Oscar?
No, I saw a map, and then I was like, that's not where I live. So I'm not going to pay
Yeah.
attention.
NIMBY,
I'll say this.
NIMBY, not in my
I'll say,
backyard. That's it.
Stay dry and go into a tower, because you can stay at the top and nothing bad will happen.
Okay,
Were you
that's
almost
Oscar's
going to say
solution.
seek? Were you going to say seek higher ground?
I couldn't
Is that what you were
remember
gonna
it.
say?
Oscar's
apologize.
solution: everybody get in the Space Needle. There's a restaurant up there, and you'll be fine. That's it.
You think I'm kidding? That's what I would be doing right now.
Okay.
I said,
Well, I don't
I
think
have
it's
to deal
one
with
of
all
those-
that down there. I'm all the way up here.
He picks the damnedest times to be cheerful. He really does. Look at him. It's Christmas Day for you over there.
Anytime it snows, I live on the 4th floor of my condo, right?
Yes.
I'm like, F them. They're down there. I'm just going to stay up here. That's what I do.
You know someday you have to leave the condo, right?
Let me just read you what
Not if
I've got here, because I think it's important to share this. A ferocious storm is forecast to batter California with drenching rain, heavy snow, pounding surf, and howling winds through Friday. The National Weather Service said the barrage is expected to be one of the strongest storms in terms of wind and rain since storms in October of 2009 and January of 2008.
Wow.
Moderate rain and gusty winds began hitting Northern California late Wednesday. That's according to officials in San Francisco, Oakland, and Marin County. And schools would be closed Thursday because of expected heavy rains and winds. So they're getting it right now. San Francisco closed the Great Highway, a road that runs along the far western side of the city next to the Pacific Ocean, also because of the risk of high winds and heavy rain. So they're getting it as we speak. It's
and they're also
very,
they're getting feet of snow in upstate New York right now. What is it? Is this the global temperature change that we're getting more and more severe weather? Doesn't it seem like stuff like this is more
You'd
common?
have to ask Oscar about that. I don't speak.
What do you
like
think?
that.
What do you think, Mike? I mean, Oscar?
Of course global warming's happening.
Well, it's not necessarily just warming.
Yeah, but upstate New York, I think, is an anomaly. I remember I grew up with a young lady from upstate New York, and they got snow all the time. They get feet of snow all the time there.
But it seems to me
I think
that
the snow in northern New York, Rob, you can't compare to what they're getting in California.
No, but it's just...
And I have no idea why you shoehorned that in there to my tribute to the people of the Pacific Northwest.
Because what I'm saying is that there seems to be more and more...
No, it's just weird sometimes when you do that, and I'll be saying, my heart goes out to the people of Sacramento and the Pacific Northwest and our friends in Seattle, because they're getting battered by this, once in a few years storm, and then you go, and the people are getting snow, and also you turn into Al Roker all of a sudden. I don't understand that.
If what my thought was, it seems to me it's not just the rain. Now, the rain is a horrific thing, and we do wish them the best, but it seems to me there's more severe weather than ever before. And don't you think?
I think there is.
Extreme weather is what I should say.
They got that lake effect snow in Buffalo, but I don't know. It's so hard because I look, the scientists have all said climate change is real. We're the only country that hasn't dealt with it. There are people saying, now that we've got a situation on our hands that is irreversible because we have let it go this long, and this is going to dramatically affect our climate and who knows? The doomsayers say this could be it, that we could have really blown this thing. And then there are people, a smaller number, but you hear them because they've got loud voices in the United States that say it's not. And, all I know is that I think with the advent of the smaller world we have, with the media coverage we get, we just know about these, these storms.
I think that's part of it. I think we're more aware of it. Sure.
My prayers go out. I'm reading the story now. Go out to our friends in the Pacific Northwest.
Nice save, Oscar.
I sit here. I'm really wrapped up in another story that's local here. I went to vote after many, many years.
Congratulations,
for the reform.
Oscar.
That I call legalizing marijuana here. And I voted for mayor, that lady.
And they accepted your fake citizenship card?
Congress is on the brink of saying no, you can't, it doesn't matter, like it's over. Like we're not going to legalize marijuana in DC. It's curtains.
You mean Congress is doing what they do occasionally with the District of Columbia because it's not a state, that they're saying we run roughshod over you and we're not going to let you do that?
They can do it.
What's the point of voting?
Well, in the District of Columbia, you don't have the same rights as other voters in other states. That's a fact. It's
right.
They talk about taxation without representation.
I've always known that. And I'm with you. That's why I've always said I don't vote. What's the point here?
And I am with the right-thinking Congress, though, for rescinding a very foolish law that was passed in the district to legalize marijuana.
Yes.
So then you start doing the digging, and we talk.
You know what I've always called marijuana? Show killer.
Absolutely.
Show killer.
Yeah,
Michael Mara, show killer.
Show killer.
Absolutely.
So as I sat here and I was like, well, I'm not a big pothead, but I know that I spent time and I went and voted for this. Why was it even on the ballot?
And why did you? Why were you so? Was that your your issue? Did you go out to vote because of the marijuana initiative? Is that the reason you went out there?
I did.
Well, let me ask why you did that. Why that was so important. Do you know a lot of potheads? Is that what it is?
See, we come from different worlds. I think there's a lot of people, especially in the district that's actually chronicled, a lot of youth that are their lives are being derailed because they get busted for weed and little amounts of weed.
I agree with you.
They change their
And
entire
it
lives.
also costs a lot of money in taxes to
And
prosecute.
I make a joke about the marijuana thing, but to be honest with you, I totally agree with Oscar, and I want to go on record saying that because I do agree with that. I think that legalizing this and certainly decriminalizing it, where you put guys in a bad situation because they got a small amount of weed on them, and then it turns them in an hour and a half into career criminals. That's not a good situation.
They go to jail
just because they want to spark up.
But I'm a really big believer in these states that have done this. You know that the potheads go bat-ass. I mean, weren't they talking about the lines at these dispensaries out in Colorado with all these people on a Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock?
Mike, these are the people that I like to call the go-getters.
I have a mixed feeling about marijuana because I remember Dr. Drew, and I will always remember that Dr. Drew said, I said, what's the most insidious drug? And he said marijuana is.
It's the gateway drug.
At the same time, you hear certainly horrible things are done with alcohol, and that's legal. And you wonder about the the illegal drug trade down in Mexico and how much death and dismemberment has happened over that. So it's a tough question, but I'd like to see. This is where when all the states are doing it individually, sometimes that bothers me. If we just had a blanket federal policy,
but
about
that's not how it works. Sadly, I mean,
no, it's not the way it works.
My point wasn't just that. Okay, I get it. Taxation without representation. I wasted a morning. Like, what's the point, right? My point is.
So, are they definitely going to rescind it? Are they able to do that?
It's been shoehorned into this $1.1 trillion bill that's going to make sure the government continues staying open. So, they're not going to stop. They're not going to legalize weed over the $1.1 trillion.
But they've tacked it onto the bill.
Yeah, it's right. It's shoehorned right in there. And so I was like, it's over. But then somebody hit me to this morning. And this is funny because my young, naive girlfriend, God bless her, was stomping her feet. She's not a pothead, but she said, what's the point of voting? Why do we live in the district? We should move.
Right.
How do you feel about this? I said, it's not my problem. I said, I wasted a morning. It is annoying, but you need to stop yelling. We have neighbors. And then, because she was really passionate about
She wasn't yelling.
Oscar's absolutely right. The Republican-led U.S. House is using a crucial spending bill in an effort to block legalization of recreational marijuana in Washington, D.C., where a ballot initiative last month received nearly, Oscar was a part of, a windfall, 70% support.
There you go.
The Republican-led U.S. House is using crucial spending bill in an effort to block the legalization of the marijuana. And you know how you know this was written by a pothead?
How?
I just read the second paragraph. Let me read the entire story to you.
Okay.
Let me read the story to you. This is from, let me see, let me give them credit. This is RT. I have no idea. The
Russian Times.
The Russian Times?
No, I don't
the
think
RT.
It says question more. That's what it's called.
All right.
Okay.
Retweet.
And it says Congress to block marijuana legalization. I'll read the first paragraph.
All right.
This is paragraph 1. The Republican-led U.S. House is using crucial spending bill in an effort to block legalization of recreational marijuana in Washington, D.C. Paragraph 2. The Republican-led U.S. House is using a crucial spending bill in an effort to block legalization.
No, I'm not.
They wrote the paragraph twice.
Mr. Hand.
It was very important.
Mr. Hand. That is such a bogus news story. Anyway, we'll talk about more current events when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hi, I'm Tony Perkins.
Hi, I'm fake Gary Stein.
Oh, yeah, there is a fake Gary Stein. We'll have to talk about that.
Yes, we will.
Joining us on the next episode of our show, Louis Anderson, live from Vegas.
Absolutely. Love Louis.
I love Louis, too. One of the funniest. You can hear it on the next episode of The Tony Perkins Show.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Mack Weldon. Men's underwear has been basically the same for a half century, but now it's time to change your underwear. And I want you to buy your underwear from me at the Mike O'Mara Show and Mack Weldon, because the guys at MackWeldon.com have revolutionized men's underwear. Oscar was talking about going to the gym with this stuff and wearing it for dress shirts, for casual wear, for workout wear. This underwear works in all circumstances.
I'm a super snob. We haven't talked about this. Clearly, it's not something that you want to hear about. But
Sure.
I bought one brand of underwear for, I would say, the last 10 years.
Okay.
When Mack Weldon came on, they talked about how they constructed their goods. And I said, I'll give it a shot. They sent us, I gave them my size, sent us what we needed. I absolutely love them. I've made the switch.
Yeah.
It's well worth it. The way they're constructed, you can see that they thought it out. It's perfect.
Do you wear them when you vote?
I wear them all the time. Working out, daily
Materials
wear.
are tremendous. They hold their shape. They won't ride up. Cool zones for added comfort. MackWeldon.com has great multi-packs and trial packs, plus the best undershirts and socks you've ever worn. I wear Mack Weldon socks as well. Order it today. Give it a try. Not impressed? Mack Weldon will send you another size or a refund. It's that easy.
Look at that.
And they'll let you keep the pair you tried on, by the way. Forget crowded department stores and waiting for special sales. Just visit MackWeldon.com. Buy more, save more. Remember that name, MackWeldon.com, and get your underwear from us today.
Yeah.
You won't regret it. They're great.
So, I see that's happening. I also see that here we go, divvying up teams again, where it's the Republicans against the Democrats, because, that's the way it always goes.
And, Mike,
in America.
yesterday I wrote Every Vote Counts, and I posted the story to my wall in the evening.
Right.
And people were going crazy about being a Democrat or Republican or blaming. I don't care who's at fault. You know who's at fault? It's the same people we've talked about in the past. So I did some digging, and then I got an article sent to me this morning.
Aha.
And that I read before I came in here, where just like Big Sugar is a problem in Florida.
Yeah. Mike, are you still on the payroll of Big Sugar?
Oh,
down
yeah,
there?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to play it honest.
I get the canvas bag every week put on my stoop.
Oh, with the big dollar sign on it?
$35 every month.
That's
Absolutely.
right. And some sugar.
Big sugar.
The gentleman who basically was a William Wallace of this cause to go after the legalization of pot in the district.
Right.
His biggest donors are Big Pharma, the pharmaceutical companies.
Mm-hmm.
Those are his biggest donors to his campaign. And some of these pharmaceutical companies clearly have, in my eyes, if you're not using your Xanaxes of the world and you're using marijuana, you lose money. They have interest in this.
All right, so Big Pharma has
follow the money.
Supported the guy that wants marijuana legalized.
He wants it
made illegal.
He made illegal.
Oh, made illegal. Oh,
yes.
the congressman. Oh, so the big pharmaceutical companies don't want it legal.
Yeah, because if you can get marijuana, then you don't need your Ativans and
that's
your stuff like that.
right there.
Right?
I see your point. I think that's hinky. I think
I
think it's got to be legalized and regulated.
Where's Big Worm when you need him?
Now you say regulated.
Yes.
I think that is key. Now, do you think the government would be on board if they did it like the ABC stores here in Virginia, where you can
eventually,
buy?
if it was legalized across the country,
That's
Rob,
how
I think
it was going to be in D.C.
Oh,
it would have to be
Okay.
like that,
Yeah,
and
right.
that's kind of the way they do it. But there are also there's a lot of room. Look, the bottom line, it's a substance, and any substance has room for abuse. But we have legal substances here, and people abuse them too. We're grown-ups, and I think people want to be treated like grown-ups. And in the case of marijuana, you do have the legitimate medical uses for it as well. But I also believe that psychologically, I go completely 50-50 when I discuss marijuana, because it has been my experience. I have seen, Rob has seen, everybody has seen how psychologically dependent people get on that drug.
Yep.
And but then again, people are the same with alcohol. What I don't like is the people that support the legalization of marijuana completely disowning any potential risks with the drug.
There are hazards clearly in any.
There are hazards all the time, but at the same time, there are plenty of hazards with alcohol. And the bad that comes out of keeping it illegal, in my opinion, like Oscar said about the kids going to jail, outweighs the fact that that legalization would hurt people. I think legalization would probably overall be a better situation.
You can paint it with extraordinarily broad brushes, and you can draw a parallel to prohibition in the 1920s.
I agree. I guess the logic was it's the dollars. It's the dollars that pushed the legislation. And I wasn't surprised, but it just pissed me off when I sat there.
It's
and I
interesting
same old
when you
story,
take
though.
a look. When you get involved in the political process,
Yeah.
and I'm a student of it, and I pay attention to it all the time.
I skip
and
school all the time when it comes
I'm
to
not
this
a wonk,
process.
though,
you
and
were
I never
high.
was one. Yeah, Rob remembers my interview with Dick Morris when I said
Yes.
that day, I'm done with political discussions,
Right.
Where I'm going to interview wonks, because I'm not a wonk guy. I'm not going to be able to cite statistics. I just have strong opinions. That's the way I'm going to keep it, and that's the way I've done it ever since, because I didn't want to get into that minutia and deal with these technocrats that can, statistic me all over the lot. I
Right.
didn't want to do that.
Right.
But Oscar, you peeked into what the problem is so much of legislation in general all comes from the same thing. It's big money controlling all of
We
it.
see this over and over and over again. And the thing that is so frustrating about this is that this is obviously, it means something to Big Farm, right?
Yes.
But not enough that it can be its own bill. They're going to tack it onto another bill that has to pass or the government shuts down. That's crafty, and that to
Right.
me is dishonest as a lie.
Because
right there.
think from their perspective, they've lost market share in Colorado. They've lost
Mm-hmm.
market share in California. If the capital of the free world, the capital city of the free world, legalizes marijuana, what type of precedent does that set? Right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah, it would be
dominoes fall
interesting.
after that.
You would think. Sometimes it happens. We'll have to wait and see. Now, another big political issue, and sorry to be politically heavy.
No,
we do it
it's fine.
occasionally on this show. I think it's necessary.
We're getting high on our own supply.
Massive story, 3 complete news cycles already about this particular story, which is the release of the report from the Senate about the torture and the illegal activities done during this, this war on terror. And this now, once again, like so many other things, is splitting right down a Democrat-Republican line. And you got Dick Cheney coming out and saying this is hooey. This is a lot of hooey. And Dick Cheney said something. Dick Cheney, Darth Vader said something the other day that I remember, and this is why probably I skew towards the left, because I disagree. When he says, what were we going to do? Kiss him on either cheek? And the fact that I don't see look, I am all for keeping our country safe.
Right.
I am all for the war on terror. And I realize that in a war situation, you have to have difficult decisions, and you have to do. But one of the things, and the greatest generation could tell you this, one of the things that the American people don't abide by is torturing other people. It's what separates us from a lot of these other countries. And the fact is, let me finish. The fact is that we did it. And if we did it, it was wrong. And if by releasing it, you're going to let the people know who did it that it was wrong and shame them a little bit, they won't do it again. I don't care what the circumstances were. We are better than this. And then you get into the huge debate as to whether the intelligence gathered was, in fact, really gathered because of those methods. And that I have no idea, because that's what everybody's debating about as well.
I'm on two sides of the fence. One, when I read the story, I completely agree with you. If we say we're the country that doesn't do it, we shouldn't do it.
Right.
We shouldn't do it.
And then you see, you hear people that have been through this and say it never works the way you want it to work. People start making up things.
Right.
The other side, I looked at the torture methods and I read about them and I said, well, in a weird way, I almost felt like we already kind of knew this was happening. The waterboarding, the sleep deprivation, like there wasn't anything like you see in the movies.
Yeah,
like
we're not-
one's
Well, no, it's
pulling
not,
out
not
chopping
putting
fingers.
electrodes on a guy's testicles or anything
I was
like that.
I know in a sadistic way, I was like, man, it's like Homeland's got this better set up than this, on Showtime.
And
But
I was like,
Go ahead,
waterboarding.
Rob.
We've been doing this since day one, apparently.
I agree that we are the country that doesn't do that, but I can't help but be swayed a little bit by the strong presentation of these people that are powerful people that claim to know what they're doing because they're in high places, saying this is necessary and this is necessary to protect our country. I don't know that I have the intellect or the wherewithal to question that, although I know deep down it's wrong. I wonder if this
but the bottom line
is
is
how
the way I
business
look at
is
it.
done.
We haven't done it, and we don't do that, and that is we do not condone it, and we never have condoned it, and it's not our playbook. And the fact is, it's been the playbook of countries that we have slammed for human rights violations for years, And I know the circumstances after 9/11 were horrible.
Right.
You and I were in New York on 9/11.
Right.
We lived through that, like so many other people lived through that. My point is, if we do that, I really do believe the argument, it makes us no better than the people that are out there on camera doing horrible things.
Yeah.
And then when they use this argument about releasing this report will put lives in jeopardy, will fuel the terrorists. You mean like they're not fueled already?
Right.
Like they don't hate our asses already? Like they're not chopping people's heads off already? They're still doing that. I just think that ultimately we have to admit that we probably shouldn't have done what we did, and we will try to be better. Doesn't that make us a better union? Doesn't that make us a better country? Doesn't that make us
a better people
above all the other nasty-ass countries that put people, tie people up to walls and strap electrodes on them? Doesn't it make us superior to that? I think it's an ideal.
If it's devil's advocate, let me just ask one question. Playing the devil's advocate here, what if somehow a report came out that proved without a shadow of a doubt that this torture saved American lives? Then where do we stand?
That is the great debate that is going on right now,
and
that's what they're saying.
Troubles me.
They're
this is
saying
what troubles
that
me
this
the most.
happened, and the fact is that is the same argument you would make for securing our borders and not letting anybody into this country because they could actually kill somebody on a plane. That's the same thing.
This has happened. It's actually, I don't have all the details. Just a quick sidebar. John McCain, he talks about it all the time. He's the one man that has this platform to talk about.
Right.
Doesn't he have the credibility? He has probably
does.
better credibility than anybody in the United States.
Yeah. So when he sits
other
there
than the people on this show,
and he says,
yes, of course. Thank you.
It doesn't give you anything. People get so desperate they start making up things.
And they were citing some evidence of that last night. But Rob, your thing about if it saved American lives, the fact is that's the same argument made by people saying, shut down the border, don't let anybody else in, because we could clamp down on all of our freedoms where you would have to be searched before you got on every subway and every. And it speaks to, well, no, we're a nation of free people, and we come and go, and we're free. Is that dangerous? Yes, it is.
There's
An open
a danger
society
with it, yes.
has dangers with it. I feel the same way about
Bill
that.
Clinton, and if somebody can find this, it'd be great. He goes on record, and people don't talk about this enough, where he had the opportunity to get Osama bin Laden, but there was 300 people that were involved as far as casualties were concerned, to get that one man.
I remember this, yeah.
Before 9/11, before that happened, he didn't pull the trigger.
Because of the innocent lives that would be lost.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that you have to, it's like a little kid that gets socked in the eye and he says, I got to sock you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. These are lofty moral issues.
But think about that logic. Again, if hypothetically Clinton was able to get Osama bin Laden, and if he was the mastermind behind 9/11, what if 9/11 never happened? If I could tell you that if Clinton took out Osama bin Laden and the 300 women and children around him.
Wow, that's a difficult question.
It is.
Those are very, very difficult questions that can be argued for hours and hours and hours. But it's tough. I just think that, would you not agree that we have a reputation in the United States as being better than the other guys, that we have a different standard? In World War II, when they were, when you were taken prisoner by the United States, you weren't going to be put in a concentration camp.
But
you know what I mean?
But I also think that when we were attacked on our own soil for the first time in over 150 years, 9/11, I think it emotionally charged us as a country, and if it didn't change us, it certainly clouded our thinking. And I think some of that remains, and I think that's why this is an issue now. It should be cut and dry, but it's not, because people are still scared and they don't understand, where we stand.
And here's the thing: I think that I can make a case for the people that are saying, why reveal it to the public? Well,
Yes.
I think that when you've got that kind of denial going on, you have to say, guys, they're denying, but you have to know this is what we found by our investigation.
This is what we did.
Yep.
Yes, this is what we did. Now, if they just came out and said, we did some things that probably we shouldn't have done in the moment, and it was wrong, and we won't do it again, then I'm cool with that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of people saying, man, if they're threatening the United States, cut their fingers off to get the information. Well, you know what? If they take somebody that's not responsible for anything and chop a finger off, that's not a good situation. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And, I know there are plenty of people on the other side that will disagree with me.
Big pharma and big torture.
That's right. And big sugar. Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about another serious issue. My favorite television show right now and you will have total respect for me once I share it with you.
Excellent.
It's the best and the smartest. We'll talk about that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Are you all caught up with your Christmas shopping? Are you? Don't forget about your gift. Give yourself a gift that you'll love for years to come, the gift of a better night's sleep on a Sleep Number bed. I had the whole family, including Beluga and Frankie, all of us enjoying our Sleep Number bed, and Mrs. O'Mara back in the marital bed. It was delightful.
Do you ever
to have her
pretend
there.
it's a raft and you're on an ocean and everyone has to be on the bed?
Oh, we'd all be surviving, Rob.
Exactly.
Now the all-new Sleep Number beds are available with Sleep IQ technology. It is the coolest. There's nothing to wear, nothing to turn on. I just sleep, and every morning it tells me what affects my sleep and how I can sleep my best. I love my Sleep Number bed. My mom loves hers. You'll love yours. And please share it with me when you pick one up, and make sure you mention my name when you get one. See why Sleep Number was named Best of 2014 by a leading consumer magazine. My Sleep Number setting is an 80. Carla's is an 85. Hurry in before Monday and save $600 on the #1 rated Sleep Number i8 bed. It's the lowest price ever. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today only at one of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 1-800-511-0061. That number is 800-511-0061. And please tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you.
You scream it when you go in.
Yes. Hi, I sent myself. So I caught up with Mrs. O'Mara. We both were delighted in our favorite television program, which we are really, I will say, this season better than any other season.
Is it the
Absolutely
McNeil-Lehrer
tremendous.
News Report?
I'm sorry, no. Would you like to guess again?
Yeah, I would. Is it? Oh, I know. It's 60 Minutes.
No, it is not 60
Newsroom.
Oh, Charlie Rose.
No, ladies and gentlemen. Not
Then
Charlie
I'm out.
Rose.
I'm out. I have no idea.
Are you ready? It's
Yes.
the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Ooh, look at you. They're
God,
back,
what a
baby.
Great reality show. You know, they got Lisa Rinna this year. You know, the lady with the big lips.
Yes.
Not that all the Housewives of Beverly Hills don't have big lips, but
No.
they don't all have big lips.
But she's probably the hottest on the cast now, right?
She is the best. She has the best conditioning, but Carla pointed out that she's one of those older broads that is so thin that when you see the tendons
here
in the
we go.
arms,
Yeah.
I hate
it's
when
a little
women
bit
do that.
too.
Yeah, you know
Really?
who else has
Well,
that?
the fact is,
She's
it's
too
true, though,
thin.
Oscar. It's true.
No, you know who else
That
has that?
tendons.
Is Julie Bowen on Modern
I know you
Family.
like your women to carry their own bucket, but the fact it is too thin. What's that?
Julie Bowen on Modern Family has lost so much weight this year that she has ceased to be attractive. The blonde mom is just too skinny.
Right.
Eat a sandwich.
Right. Oscar, it's possible. I mean, it's possible.
I guess I don't see that. I don't have that outlook. I say, look, if you want to be thin, you want to work out, you want to do your thing, why not? More power to you.
Yeah, but I mean, there's thin and then there's thin, and you know they're all thin on this show.
Yeah.
But the this particular lady, Lisa Rinna, I'm talking about 5 to 6 pounds. She could gain 5 to 6
That
pounds.
could happen with a
and
big
be
meal.
Just
That could
fine.
happen, Mike.
Yeah, big meal.
5 to
but
6
you know they
lip
eat their
pounds.
bird food when they go to Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant Pump.
I watch that.
Boy, would I love to go out there.
Yeah.
I would so love to go out to Los Angeles and do the Real Housewives tour.
Do you ever
I
watch?
totally
Do you watch Vanderpump Rules?
No, what are you
No,
doing?
don't watch Vanderpump Rules. I think it's a terrible spinoff. I
Mrs.
think it's a
Spiewak
ripoff.
watches that. It's
She
always-
watches it. Does she watch The Real Housewives?
I don't know. The only one that ever shows up on the TiVo that I delete before she watches it and get yelled at is Vanderpump Rules.
She only
one.
watches the spinoff?
I think so. Yeah. Well, but you said this has just come back, right? So maybe she'll be
Right.
on.
What's
now
the
that it's
latest
returned.
drama?
Yeah. What's
Are they-
going
is the
on?
Oh,
Crazy
my
Sister
God.
still
Oscar,
on?
look, you know, the Real
That
Housewives
one
of
crazy
DC.
sister that had like a tick. She was great
Oh,
to
yeah.
watch.
You mean that would be Kim.
Yeah.
the
Oh my
sister
God,
of,
Kim. She'd like have a nervous tick, and you're like, oh, here she's about to spin
Was
out.
she the one? Was she the one that was on? It was in Return to Witch Mountain. She was
Yes.
a kid star.
Yes.
That was her, that
Oh,
was her.
she
It's
is
Kim and
a-
Kyle.
She
No,
is
it's
a
Kim-
hot mess.
Yes.
Kim and Kyle are the two sisters, and Kim was the alcoholic that went into treatment, and now she's not an alcoholic
Oh,
anymore.
that was the
And
Right. I'm not
Sorry.
fat anymore either.
The thing about it, here it is, and I don't want to go into great detail because it's a little smarmy, but the fact is, they are having real live drama. I'm talking about close people to them dying, including mothers and husbands. This is real,
Man.
real stuff. Now,
did the
are the
heart throb?
situations?
Is
what?
it dying or
I'm
is
sorry.
it murder?
It's dying, but the situations are manufactured. I know this, but the fact is, what's not manufactured is when they do the on-camera little spiel and they're talking about somebody close to them that's in dire straits, and that is what separates this show, I believe, from a lot of the other reality shows where, and you're laughing, Oscar, just like Carla laughed at me last night.
I'm pretty
She
sure,
said,
Mike,
you
there's
are
a chance.
so. She said you are so into this show, and I said at that moment, I said I got to come in and talk about it.
There is a chance.
because I'm that into it.
Maybe 2 in 5, I would say, that the producers are killing the relatives. I would say the producer has killed the mother.
Yeah.
No, there's a scene. Let me give you the manufactured scene, okay?
Okay.
You got Kyle and you got Brandy. They're up on a mountain after going on a little hike, and they call Lisa. And they call Lisa because Kyle is going to, Brandy is going to reach out to Lisa Vanderpump because Brandy, what's Brandy's last name?
Alexander?
Glanville. Brandy Glanville is going to reach out to Lisa Vanderpump because she's going to, because they had that horrible thing at the end of last season.
And you should know that Brandy used to be married to, her husband was stolen by Leanne Rimes.
That's right.
Yeah, so
Brandy's
that's the big
husband was
wrinkle.
stolen
Yeah.
by Leanne Rimes,
Yes.
and it's a good year for Brandy. She's got a couple of best-selling books,
Yeah.
and the money's starting to roll in.
Finally.
I was real jealous. She got a brand spanking new Land Rover last night. Really amazing on the show, and I swear to God,
Don't
this
get catty,
show,
Mike,
is the,
I
I
know.
was so meow.
I know for a fact you don't listen to this podcast, and you don't need to because you do this podcast.
Yeah, I do this
invite you-
podcast, so I don't.
I invite you to listen to this segment back and look at yourself.
Yes.
Because you are
I know.
way,
I accept the fact that I'm a
way
total
too
idiot
into
for this.
I mean, you know,
got a new Land Rover.
It's a certain level to even know these people by their names.
Would you
But
like
now
me to go
you're
through? I
talking-
can go.
She's been selling
Would you
books.
like me to go through the entire cast?
I would.
Okay, I'll start with Kim.
Yes.
I don't know Kim's last name, but Kim is married to Maurizio. Maurizio is a real estate.
Kim is my number
very-
one seed. Kim is my number one.
she's
As
the
far
most
as
fun
the
to watch.
look of Kim,
Yeah, and I'm a big the old Superman. So when we were kids, right?
Right.
It was just she was Lois Lane, one of them, right?
Okay, I'm thinking of Noel Neal.
Kim was?
I'm
Well,
going too
she
far
was
back.
one of the girls. She was one of the main girls in the old Supermans with
Really?
Yes, with Christopher Reeve.
I'll have to go back and
Look
at
her
that.
up right now on your computer. I kid you not.
Really?
When you see her, you'll be blown away.
That's the crazy lady. That's not her. That's the Christopher Reeve movie Superman.
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
that's-
she was in that movie. I'm telling you.
but she wasn't Lois Lane.
She was one of the girls in it. I know
Okay.
that. One of the main characters.
Was she Perry White?
You'll see it in a second. But regardless, so this woman, out of all the women on the show,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen this past season.
All right, Kim Richards was born. It's Kim Richards.
Yeah,
she
she
was
was in
born
Witch
in
Mountain.
1964.
Maybe her
She is a
sister.
former actress and currently a television personality on The Real Housewives of the Beverly Hills. Her career began during childhood.
Yeah.
No,
She's
it's
been
her
on Nanny and the
sister.
Professor. She's been what?
It's her sister. You said Kim was married to the real estate agent.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
her
okay,
sister.
so you're
It's
talking
her
about
sister.
Kyle. You're talking about Kyle.
Yes,
Okay.
Kyle.
But Margot Kidder. That was Lois
Kyle.
Lane. She dark
Kyle.
hair and she's 1,000 years old.
Kyle
Right.
was in one of the Supermen. Like,
Okay,
I
maybe
think it might have been.
was it the Dean Cain one?
No, it wasn't. No, I know Dean Cain.
I'm looking
Superman.
for it. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Acting career.
Here we go.
Hold on.
You'll
All
see
right,
it, and you're like,
says-
oh man, I know that girl. So that's
She
what that-
appeared in 18 episodes of the television series Little House on the Prairie.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
She appeared opposite Betty Davis and Lynn Holly Johnson in The Watcher in the Woods. Most of her 1980s roles were minor. Now, this would be the 80s, right?
Okay.
And included made-for-television, direct-to-video, or other work. So not
Yeah.
good. Subsequent roles included Nurse Dory, 21 episodes of ER. A supporting character in National Lampoon's Pledge This.
Oh,
Jesus.
that might have been a direct-to-video offering.
Right. Oh, here's her film and television. Hold on.
Please. I
Find
was
the
like,
word
wait a second.
Superman.
Yeah, Superman.
Yeah, you know, with Christopher Reeve.
White guy, dark hair.
That's right. Jackie
All right, let me
Cooper.
see.
as Perry
Policewoman
White.
escaped to Witch Mountain, Little House on the Prairie, A Circle of Children, The Car, Father's Knows Best Reunion, Eaten Alive, Halloween, Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color. This is in the 70s, by the way.
Yeah.
Flying High, 1978, 1979, Vegas, Fantasy Island, Time Express, Carter Country.
Oh, great show. Great show,
Rob's,
Carter Country.
Rob's brain is starting to throb right now. This is Kate Bennett. Chips, 1982, Down to Earth, Curfew, Escape, Nick. I don't see any Superman.
I'll find it. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Now, was this like was this some sort of Spanish Superman?
No, I remember she talks about it. That's why I got into the show.
El Hombre de Super?
Oscar, is this who we're talking about?
That
here?
lady, yes.
Yeah.
That lady.
All right.
That same lady.
She's very pretty.
Rob, would you like me to go through the entire cast?
I would. I'd love that.
So you've got Kim Richards.
Yes.
You've got her sister, Kyle.
Yes.
Kim is married to Maurizio, who's the real estate magnate in Beverly Hills. Makes a ton of money, or at least he pretends he does.
Right.
You've got Kim, her sister, who is the former alcoholic, has a couple of kids, has a dog that goes completely out of control.
Right.
You've got Brandy Glanville. Brandy Glanville
Didn't
is
she used to coach the Falcons?
No, that's Jerry Glanville.
I'm sorry,
Thank you very much.
mistaken.
You've got Lisa Vanderpump, and this year you've got
what?
Vanderpump.
Okay.
You've got Lisa Vanderpump.
Pump.
Then you've got who else? You have? You've got let me see. The other one is Lisa Rinna this year.
Right.
She's on there. You've got Yolanda. She's married to the musician David Foster.
Now
you've heard of him,
of
correct?
course. Now Rinna, is she still with Hamlin in real life?
Yes, she's with Hamlin.
So
In
is
fact,
Hamlin on the show?
Two episodes ago, it was Lisa Rinna's birthday party, and Hamlin came to the birthday party.
Did he offer a present?
Nobody used to mention Mon Maison, a restaurant where Orson Welles used to eat all the time.
Oh, Mike, I'm so glad you brought him up.
The French.
I want to steal that. That's
the French.
More
Yeah, he
Orson
said
Welles
that-
in today's bonus show.
There was a and every time I mention from now on, Rob, if I
Yes.
mention that name, you're allowed to play that. Yeah, so Harry Hamlin came to dinner at Pump, the new restaurant from Lisa Vanderpump, and I think it's a gay restaurant to a gay bar, it might be.
Oh.
And she came in, and Harry Hamlin said, this reminds me of Ma Maison, where Orson Welles used to eat there every day.
The French.
I can't find anything about Superman. I still love
I think
that
you
chick.
might be
You are
wrong about
miswired.
that,
I think
Oscar.
you're miswired on
I
that.
still love that chick.
Yeah, well,
So you got Lisa Rinna, and then there's another new one who's a soap actress, and I forgot what her name is because she's only been
Mike,
on.
let me find it for you.
She's a soap, and she's a very famous soap actress who I think was on All My Children.
oh, then
or
we
one
might
of
know her
those.
because we used to watch All My Children many years ago.
Let me look at cast of Real Housewives of the Beverly Hills.
I'll tell you this.
Okay.
One, we know Mike's feeling better because this is all coming out.
He's
right?
very, very excited
it's
about
no
his
more
program.
colon blows and
Right.
surgeries or
Right.
doctors. It's all about
Check with me tomorrow.
It's
Anyway,
all about the Real
good.
Housewives
Yeah,
of Beverly Hills.
They're real great. They are real good.
hold on
Hey,
just
this
a
is
second.
this is on par with your judge shows that you watch. You know.
Well, I don't watch the judge shows. They're on in my house, but I
Okay.
hate the judge shows.
You hate them.
I don't like the judge shows.
No.
There was one great moment with the judge show is when one hooker was suing another hooker for a dress.
Oh.
And Carrie said, hey, come here.
Yes.
I said, I don't want to look at Judge Judy. She says, isn't that the hooker on your website? And I looked, and it was the hooker that Dennis Hoff brought on stage when we were in Reno 2 years ago.
Ooh.
And it was the same one, and she was actually on Judge Judy suing for a dress. And I
The
said,
blonde one?
Yeah. And she said, Carrie said, I have seen this prostitute on your website. I said, that's
That
her.
is too funny.
Yeah.
I think it's Eileen Davidson. I
No,
think
let me-
that's
let
the
me- let
actor.
me
Oh,
eyeball
she's
this
been
lady.
around forever.
You'll be pleased with Eileen Davidson.
Yeah.
I think Eileen Davidson, and Eileen Davidson
That's
is
on
married.
her resume,
Oh,
isn't it?
You know,
whoa.
and she's married to
Boom, bam.
she's married to Vince Van Patten too.
This
Oh,
way.
the Van Pattens get all the trim.
They do.
They do.
It's her third marriage, by the way.
This lady is
Yeah.
on point.
Yeah, she's not. She's
Whoa.
strong, isn't she?
She's strong to the hoop.
She is
Yeah.
strong.
She's strong, isn't she? She's been at it a long time. She's been a soap star for a long time. She's a real legitimate star. And
Yeah.
she hasn't gotten into the cat fights yet because they haven't
She
let her
will.
get into the ring with some of the other
Now,
girls.
have they
that are on the
excused
show.
any of the other Real Housewives to make room for Rinna and Davidson?
By the way, I ought to get Andy Cohen ought to just come down here and give me a handy based on the fact that I'm doing this.
you
I
know,
should
Mike,
tell
he
you.
might anyway.
I will tell you this. I really think that you want to talk about just a real escape from your problems and your issues. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I know they manufacture these scenes, but here's
Right.
the reason why the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills works and the Real Housewives of D.C. failed. The Real Housewives of D.C., they didn't do anything.
Oh, they were the worst.
Yeah.
Driving out to what's her name's
Manassas.
winery. Remember what's her name? I've completely forgotten her name. Her
Yes, the
15 minutes is
Salahis.
over.
The Salahis.
The Salahis.
Right, the one
okay?
that crashed the White House party.
Michaela Salahi or Mikhail or Mikhaili or whatever her name was.
Mm-hmm.
That Salahi, That didn't count. You know what they do? They get on a yacht and they're cruising from Mallorca, Spain, out in the Mediterranean. They do stuff like this. They go to these theatrical openings. They have these massive parties. You see celebrities, hobnob with them all the time, and they really live a life that is completely foreign to any life that I could ever imagine.
Do you think
it's a totally different life?
Do you think it could work as the Real Housewives of Fort Myers?
That gate at the front isn't ever going to get fixed.
You know what the Real Housewives of Fort Myers would be? Would you tell that man out there with the gray beard, that he's not to drive through the golf course when he's driving to the clubhouse?
Oh God!
That's what I got yesterday.
Oh, you must be so thrilled.
Yeah, howdy, cunts. Anyway, sorry about that. Got to make phony work every day. We'll take a little break. Come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show. Hello, housewives.
The holidays. Fun time, family time, Santa time. Oh, I'm going to stop talking like Orson Welles. It's Hanukkah time, Kwanzaa time, and a great time to take some time to subscribe to your 2015 TMOS bonus package. That's right. The French. Yes, folks, you can grab all of next year's great bonus content right now. Subscribe for a full year and you'll get full access to all of the 2015 bonus content, on-demand video access to every bonus show, plus access to the entire bonus show anthology at over 25% savings. It's the most bang for your TMOS entertainment buck. All the info is waiting for you at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Just click the banner marked TMOS bonus packages, you bonehead. They make a great gift, even as a gift for yourself. The best kind of gift ever. The Mike O'Mara Show bonus packages. So get them and get ready to laugh all year long.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, everybody. I want to give you a slam dunk idea for a gift for the holidays. I've given this gift. It always works. It always makes a splash, and I think it's one of the most cost-effective gifts you can give. I love the holidays, but I hate the holiday hassles. You get all the long lines. You get the crowded malls. Here's a solution for you. All you need to make somebody very, very happy is Sherry's Berries.
True enough.
Holiday shopping perfection. That's exactly what it is. They are giant, delicious dipped strawberries from Sherry's Berries. They are only $19.99. The answer is yes. Everybody on the Mike O'Mara Show crew would love one for Christmas.
Thank you.
More than a 40% savings at $19.99. Plus, for our listeners, you can double your berries, as Rob likes to say, Doppelberries.
Mike, that's what the Germans call it, and they're very popular in Germany. Doppelberries.
Doppelberries for just $10 more. Just remember the code TMOS. Amazing, juicy strawberries dipped in white milk and dark chocolatey goodness, decorated with nuts, chocolate chips, and the ever-popular decorative swizzle. We've had them. We love them. We fight over them. There's only one way to get this amazing $19.99 Sherry's Berries offer. Visit berries.com. That's BERRIS.com. Click on the mic at the top right-hand corner and type in TMOS, the perfect gift without the hassle. Remember, berries.com. Click the microphone and type in TMOS. Order them today, ladies and gentlemen.
News.
Birdman squawked loudly in the Golden Globes, flying away with a leading 7 nominations.
Wow. It's very highly regarded.
Hard to find this in theaters,
It's
wasn't
in
it?
all the artsy theaters.
Small release,
Yeah.
though, but everyone loved this movie. And
Michael Keaton, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it also has like a lot of it's a very theater-centric story. So people that have, like us, Mike, with a theatrical background,
Broadway connection.
they're going to very much enjoy it.
Theater. Nominations announced Thursday morning by the Hollywood Foreign Press. Boyhood. I don't know that one. You guys know that one?
Boyhood. Not my cup of tea.
No, Robert wears one.
Did you ever see it? I mean,
No,
I'm
never
not
heard
aware
of
of it.
I've not heard of it.
I never heard of
the,
Boyhood.
The Imitation Game.
Oh, that's
Are you
about
familiar with that?
I bet you'd be very good at it.
Starring Mike O'Mara. The Imitation Game.
Mike, hot on the heels of your success in the movie Mimic.
Yes, Mimic, where I played the lead character, Dolly Shinin. The Imitation Game trailed with 5 nods apiece. Those 2 films led a Best Drama category that also included Foxcatcher. Did I miss something?
Yeah, I don't know that
I mean,
either.
what's going on?
Wait, Boyhood. Boyhood was that movie that they filmed over like 20 years.
Oh, about the kid growing up.
Well, about the kid growing up that they would go back and film for like 15 days or 2 weeks.
Right, okay, I read about
every
that.
year, and they
What
would
about
show
the
him
Imitation
growing up.
Game? You go to movies, Oscar. Rob
I
doesn't.
see
I don't know why I'm
blockbusters.
asking him.
Yeah, he goes
All
to
right.
see the Transformers.
Foxcatcher, you ever see that one?
That's about the casting of Sanford and Son?
Okay, I'm not asking you anymore because you don't go to any movie. What's the last theatrical release you went to see?
In the theater on the big screen?
That was it was a newly released motion picture, not something old.
I believe it was Back to the Future 2.
All right. Selma. Anybody aware of Selma? Is that
No,
Alabama
no.
or is that some, I don't know.
Foxcat. These are all indie films, Mike. I kid you not.
And then I'm the only one that's seen one of the movies nominated, The Theory of Everything. I saw that.
Yeah,
That's the Stephen
remember how
Hawking
that
biopic.
went.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I really did. That was a
But
great
you
movie.
lost your place when you went and took a leak.
Yeah, you had to pee.
This is true, but
Right?
it still
He's
was a
got
good
a new
movie.
wheelchair. What happened?
In the Best Picture Comedy or Musical category, Birdman was joined by St. Vincent. I remember that with.
I saw that movie in the theaters.
Yeah, you did.
By
Say,
myself.
Did you like it?
It was, this is what sucks. People really hate Bill Murray because of how kind of quirky he is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I went in there with an open mind, not expecting much, but I wept openly by myself in that theater.
He wept.
So you liked St. Vincent?
Yeah, it was nice, man.
Good. Grand Budapest Hotel, Into the Woods, and in a surprise, the independent British film Pride. Well, they all sound independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Grand Budapest Hotel was one of the surprises of the day, and I'd like to see that. That's that's
What
I
did
saw the
St.
previews
Vincent
for it.
win? Did they get?
It was up for Best
St.
Picture.
Vincent was Best Picture Comedy or Musical category. So
Pretty
we'll have
well.
to wait and see. More documents have been released by the hackers who victimized Sony Pictures, and the most interesting one is an email from a producer named Scott Rudin in which he rips into Angelina Jolie.
Really?
Rudin is a major player, and he's
is great.
producing a new Steve Jobs movie. He wanted David Fincher to direct it, but Angelina wanted Fincher for the Cleopatra movie she's supposed to star in. So he wrote to Sony asking them to see things his way. He said, quote, "I am not destroying my career over a minimally talented, spoiled brat."
Wow.
This is, by the way, this is my Christmas as far as gossip is concerned. 'cause
Fun
this
to watch.
This is
It's
real
fun to read.
deal
This is red
BS.
hot, yeah.
He also talked about her, quote, "insanity and rampaging spoiled ego." Wow. Sounds like
betcha.
somebody else might have an ego. Here's another dig, quote, "She's a camp event and a celebrity, that's all. And the last thing anybody needs is to make a giant bomb with her that any fool could see coming." Wow.
Yeah, but
that's nasty.
there's some more backstory for this. Oh, what's that movie that you love? The book that was made?
Unbroken.
Okay,
Unbroken, yeah.
So he goes
Getting
into,
some mixed reviews now, I have to say.
He
I'll be
goes into
honest.
detail because Angelina she politics successfully for her directorial debut, right? For this big blockbuster movie, and for them to
Right.
make this movie.
Not the debut, but the second.
I'm
movie
sorry, the
she's
second.
directing.
Yeah. So as she got this role, she was supposed to do Cleopatra, but she put it off for 18 months. And they talk in these emails about how I'm not the one that decided to go learn how to direct for 18 months and push this off. And now everybody's got to pay because the schedule's completely off.
Wow.
Like they
Wow.
destroy her within the and this is the wrinkle, people. All these people are so talented that you can't just kick one or the other out. They all have to work together.
Right. They're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
and it shows you the
Interlaced.
nastiness of these suits that
Yes.
are probably ultimately in those jobs because they're in that industry because they really want it to be Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Probably.
One of the
That's the way I look at
actors.
it.
Probably.
More than 32 years of late night talk will pass into history next May 20th with CBS's announcement Wednesday that David Letterman will host his final late show on that day. I'm going to be a sad man on
I am
that
too.
day.
I am
If
too.
Letterman makes all of his scheduled broadcasts until then, CBS said he will have hosted 6,028 versions of The Late Show and its NBC predecessor, Late Night. Letterman moved to CBS in 1993, and I hope it's a good week of a whole month of send-offs.
He
I'm looking forward to
won,
that.
but he lost. And we talked about this when they made the announcement. Because
That's true.
he outlived everyone, but he's not going out on his own terms.
Yeah. It's
Right?
sad.
Yeah, it's
That's what stinks.
unfortunate. And I still don't know about the Stephen Colbert. I know he's popular, but the jury is still out.
Yeah.
You know, although it's tough to fail with
We shall see.
the way they prop you up on
John
that.
Oliver, by the way, is great. Like, he would have been a great guy for that job.
John Oliver, the British guy that's on HBO now?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, yeah, he's very, very funny.
Yeah.
One of Bill Cosby's accusers has figured out a way around that pesky statute of limitations. Tamara Green is suing Cosby for defamation, saying he lied when he denied assaulting her, and it has damaged her reputation. Green's attorney says, quote, "The repeated denials from Cosby's publicist have branded her a liar. As a result, Green says she's been ridiculed in her private life and professionally. Green first came forward with allegations against Cosby in 2005. She says the assault happened in 1969 or 70. I think this will continue for Mr. Cosby on and on.
So her
and
angle
on.
is by changing the focus of what they're what they're suing him for. This will get him on the stand.
We'll have to
That's
wait
what
and
they're
see.
going to try. Yeah,
You never know. And now for news from the brilliant.
Good.
Apparently, Kim Kardashian gained a lot more weight than she should have during her pregnancy, and she said it's because God was mad at her.
Okay.
That's what she told Elle UK magazine. She said, quote, "I think God was doing this for a reason. He was saying, Kim, you think you're so hot, but look what I can do to you. My body just went crazy. After 5 months, I swore I'd never get pregnant again. I got so huge, and it felt like someone had taken over my body."
Wow.
Yeah, I think that someone is Drake's coffee
Easy.
cakes, probably.
Yeah, that's at least he doesn't
Drake
have
is a rapper. I probably shouldn't have used that brand, huh? Am I right, fellas?
You know, it's
All
really
right.
it's good that she doesn't have an inflated self-opinion.
No, not at all. God did it to me.
God
Thank
did
you
it.
very much.
Courtney and whatever, they're in the Hamptons, right?
Right, okay.
And my girl watches it, and I'm sitting there. I still believe the breakout star, and they don't give him enough credit, is Scott Disick. Like he is so funny on that show because all
On
he
the
does,
Kardashians?
Yeah, all he does is like they'll be like, "Oh my god, like I worked out so much," and he'll like just make some offhand comment that nobody gets and laughs at. But I'm at home slapping my knee. Like,
So, are
just
you saying
going
that this
crazy.
guy would be worth watching just because of?
If he's not on the show, I can't watch it. Like,
Okay,
and yeah, he's
gotcha.
going through rehab, all this stuff. He's even funny sober. Like it is hilarious.
It's a talent.
And it's like, for example, they take, and I know this is all set up, right?
Sure.
But all he does is trash the family, and that's all he does.
Oh, see,
It's so
they need
great.
that.
Yes.
I'm in if he's on. That'd be terrific. Jenny Carpet recently got hired as a cashier at a Walmart in Rotterdam, New York. We're not sure how old she is, but she looks to be in her early 20s. I love this story. On Friday, an elderly man comes through her checkout lane with a bunch of groceries and pet food. Then after she scanned everything, he handed her some cash and asked if it was enough, but it was short almost $40. So he was about to start taking his stuff back when Jenny told him to stop, took out $40 of her own money, and paid for the rest of the groceries herself. Apparently the guy didn't quite understand what was happening and left without saying anything about it, but the next person in line was so impressed they offered to give Jenny $40 to cover it. She thanked them but said it's against policy to accept money from customers. Later she told the local news that she's never done anything like that before, but hopes it inspires other people to do something nice during the holidays. For a Walmart cashier, $40. For anybody, $40. That's
Pretty
a lot
cool.
of money.
That's great.
I like that story, and I always give you one of those so I can give you one of these.
Okay.
A little something, something. 21-year-old Anthony Smith was walking around his neighborhood. He was naked, and he was pleasing himself.
Oh, Tony.
Thank you very much. 2 people called the cops who showed up and caught Anthony in the act. He ran home, got dressed, and came out to explain himself to the cops. It turns out his mom wouldn't let him watch porn at home, and he found that walking around naked in public also turned him on.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Anthony.
Oh, Anthony. He was arrested for exposure of sexual organs. I say it gives new meaning to the Neighborhood Watch program. Am I right, fellas?
Well, I can't ever
We'll
be
take a
hot
break.
girl.
Come back. Oh,
Mom!
hey, look who's walking around the neighborhood. What if that would work in our neighborhood? Anyway, we'll take a break. Come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Show bonus hour, it's our surprise topic show. Oscar and Rob are bringing 5 topics each to the bonus show, and they're not telling me what they are. As a matter of fact, they're not telling each other what they are. Ooh, scary. Well, it should be interesting. Check out this week's bonus show on the Mike O'Mara Show.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show, because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Boom.
Hey, everybody. Time for Rob's Audio Vault, brought to you by Blinds.com. The holidays are here, and the best way to spruce up your home before the guests arrive is Blinds.com. I've told you time and time again how easy it was to install my very own plantation shutters, 3 windows of them, and I did it all by myself, including sending one badly measured one back, and they replaced it, and I did that one, and they're all done. If you make a measurement mistake, Blinds.com will remake your product for free. There are not many companies that do this.
Sure
Blinds.com really cares. They even have an app so you can try out your new blinds virtually. So very cool. You can save big on customer window treatments this December at Blinds.com. Upgrade your home at a price that would make Santa proud. Blinds.com has 10 to 20% off top designers like Levolor and Norman, and tons of insulating shades to keep your heating bill lower than ever. Plus free shipping on most orders and customer service that will seriously make you smile. They were so kind when I dealt with them, and they didn't know that I was a radio guy. They love their job, and you'll love them right back. That is Blinds.com. Without further ado, let's get right to the audio vault for today, Thursday, December 11, 2014. Rob Spiewak.
We have a fruitcake to give away, too, Mike.
Oh, that's right.
Do you want to do that? Or do you want to double up and do two tomorrow?
Yeah, well, remind me earlier in the show next time, okay?
I will. You should remind him, Rob.
I don't like cutting into your show.
He doesn't like surprises either.
I can't remember everything, boys. I really can't. This is our letter of the day for our fruitcake. Mike, Rob, and Oscar, I've been an avid listener to Mike since 1985. I have often heard about Rob's fruitcake and was very curious to try one. Then in 2010, Rob posted the recipe on Facebook, and I made some fruitcakes. Mine came out horrible, I think because I kept drinking the bourbon and then pouring water in the batter to cover up my alcoholism. That'll do it. That'll do it every time. It was very dry and crumbled in my hand on the way to the mouth, so I just laid down on the floor and scooped it in, and then slept on the floor for 16 hours, waking up with fruitcake-like debris all over me. Wow. After 3 different attempts with this, I had the same result. I finally gave up. I would love to taste one made by someone who has more self-control than me. Well, that's relative. That's Lee Tincher.
Yes.
And we're going to give Lee a call right now and see if Lee is home. Let's see if we go 4 for 4.
It would be
We
great.
got fruitcakes this week.
Otherwise, we'd roll it over because it is the progressive fruitcake jackpot.
That's right. If we don't get through to Lee.
Lee, I can help you.
Hey, Lee, it's Mike O'Mara from the Mike O'Mara Show. How are you?
Oh, wow.
Why do you think I'm calling, Lee?
It's fruitcake, I hope.
Yes, fruitcake for Lee. Fruitcake for Lee, you horrible alcoholic. Congratulations. You're going to get yourself a fruitcake, my friend.
That's great. Thank you all so much. I love the show.
Oh, Lee, you're great.
Lee, where do you live? Where are you from?
I'm from right outside of Winchester, Virginia, but I work in D.C.
Well, good for you, Lee, and I hope you enjoy the Mike O'Mara Show, and you will be getting one of Rob Spiewak's delightful fruitcakes for Christmas, okay?
And, Lee, before you go, there's one thing I wanted to remind you. There's only 14 days until Christmas.
God, it's just make sure everything gets in. Oh, God. Thank you, Lee. We'll talk to you soon. Congratulations.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right.
Hi there. Only 14 days left for Christmas shopping. Times are fleeting.
Times are fleeting.
I'm going to tell you something, though. And this is how I measure. I don't measure with numbers or statistics or any of that. I measure with this stuff. We're 4 for 4. Everybody.
I love that.
We're 4 for 4. This show is hot. This show is hot.
I love it. I love
Caliente.
it. You know where else it's hot, Mike? It's hot on the set of The View where Whoopi farted yesterday.
Oh, hello.
And sadly, they must have some sort of delay because they masked it with sound, but you definitely know what happened here.
Almost half of Americans are convinced that the flu shot can make them sick. Do you all get the shot?
I will not get the shot. I feel like, why do I want to inject something into my skin that's going to make me sick?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Whoopi's fart.
Hold on for
Whoopi.
Oh, Whoopi.
Wow,
It's
Whoopi.
actually funny.
I love that Rosie comes in to help her out here.
I feel so much better now.
You know, those breakfast burritos, they kill us.
They kill you.
It's the breakfast burritos every time. Now, I love watching Wheel of Fortune because it's a well-constructed game show, but even better when someone makes the stupid guess. It's the answer they're looking for here, wood-burning fireplace, okay?
Okay.
Wood-burning fireplace.
Taylor into now.
Wood burning microwave.
Wood burning furnace. No. Just let some letters come up. Don't let them all come up, ladies. But, when you get enough where you know where it is. Okay.
Wood burning fireplace. plane.
Yeah, finally.
There
Do
it
you remember
is.
how slow it was when you had to light a fire in your microwave to cook?
Oh, so
It
frustrating.
took
Really? I mean, it would take
forever.
those macaroni and cheese would just take hours.
It's no good. We are getting close. We talked politics earlier. I think Hillary Clinton has a shot at becoming our president because of this song. When you hear this song, Mike, you're going to want to vote for her. It's called Stand with Hillary.
She's a mother, a daughter, and through it all, she's a loving wife.
Oh, that's sad, right? Through it all,
Lord.
she's a loving wife.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Vote for Cankles. That's all they need.
Oh, my God.
And
Vote
with
for
that in
Cankles.
mind, Mike, I want you to remember that this week it happened. The miracle in the sky.
A flight headed from San Francisco to Phoenix had to make an emergency landing in LA today after a passenger gave birth mid-flight.
Yeah.
The parents called the birth a miracle, while the airline called it a second carry-on.
That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
That's Seth, right? That's Seth Meyers?
yeah.
That's Seth Meyers. He still writes good stuff.
He does.
God, did they need him back on that show?
Yes, please.
Oh, please. Fire Seth from his late night show. Put him back on Saturday Night Live. Hey, everybody. Our show today was brought to you by Oncor Insurance Services. You know it, I know it. The time to buy insurance is now. And don't worry, because Oncor Insurance is here to help. Oncor surveys the most highly rated companies in the insurance industry to compare premiums. They do the work so you don't have to. It's free. There's no obligation and no salesman will visit you. Just call 866-347-5748 to get a free life insurance quote or visit smartterm.com/TMOS. That's smartterm.com/TMOS. That's where you'll find the license disclaimer and quality customer service. Oncor Insurance Services, LLC. Stop paying too much for life insurance. Protect your family the smart way at smartterm.com. For Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak, this is Mike O'Mara saying, hello, Dolly Shinin. Bye-bye, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Please remember to check out Oncor Insurance Services, LLC. Since they compare the rates for you, they do all the work, and all you have to do is save the money. Just visit smartterm.com or call 866-347-5748. Again, that's 866-347-5748 or smartterm.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.